Hello everyone, my name is Angie and I'm here to do the 31 Days of Tarot challenge that Ethany has put up again this year, so I'm super happy. It's my first year to do this challenge with a YouTube channel, so let's get started. And I will be doing these in chunks of 5 to 7 prompts per video. Just because I don't have time to do videos every day. So let's get started. The first prompt is 2020 reading for energy and major lesson. So the deck that I've already chosen to work with this week is this one, the Medieval Cat Tarot by Gina Emplace and Lawrence Tong. So I'll just use these to do the reading. Let me flip the camera around and we'll go ahead. All right. So as I said, this is the Medieval Cat Tarot. Let's give it a bit of a shuffle. So, what was the energy of 2020? And what is the major lesson that has come out of 2020? Okay, we have the King of Coins for the energy of 2020 and the 8, yes, and the 8 of Wands as the major lesson. What I get out of this is that the energy was one of perhaps chasing monetary things. What comes to mind is how in most of the world a lot of businesses and a lot of different things didn't close down or stop during the virus because people were worried about losing money over the greater health of the citizens and of other people and of the world in general. Here we have the major lesson of 2020 as the 8 of Wands. I think the lesson here is that quick action needs to be taken when a thing such as the pandemic hits the world, and there needs to be cooperation. There's an even amount of wands on the top, on the bottom, and they're not fighting with each other. They are crossed, but they seem to be at peace. So there needs to be cooperation and quick action during times of uncertainty or during times that require you to do so. And I just want to pick or pull one more card that's for the coming energy or theme of this coming year, 2021. Okay, what do we have? We have the 4 of Pentacles. So, or coins, I guess, in this deck. So we're back to monetary, material, and earth for this coming year. And I think the theme or the lesson or the energy of this coming year will be to hold on to what you've saved. You know, there's been a lot that was lost in this previous year. So it's not the year to maybe go crazy and wild and spend everything, but to kind of be responsible and not give in to temptation when it comes to your monetary possessions and money and earnings and savings. All right, and that was the reading. Back to the prompts we go. The prompt for day 2, and I'm just looking at my computer over here, is top 5 tarot decks of 2020. And I do believe I've already made a video of both of the top 5 tarot decks that I have that came out in 2020 and the most used 5 tarot decks of 2020. So I'll link those videos down below. But just a quick recap. The top 5 tarot decks that were produced in 2020 that entered my collection and that I liked the most for various reasons were the Brady Tarot 2nd edition, the Touchstone Tarot, the Embroidered Forest Tarot, the Uncommon Tarot, and the Voice of Tarot Vox Arcana. And again, I'll leave the link to that video down below. The prompt for day number 3 is top 5 Oracle decks of 2020. And I don't really talk about these a lot, so I'm super excited. I will start with my most recent acquisition to, well, not the most recent, I guess. But these aren't all produced in 2020. They're just Oracle decks that I've worked with most in 2020. First up, my newest addition is the Box of Emotions. And it looks like this. It has little tabs for different emotions. And each tab lists what emotions are part of that section. And the cards looked like so. They're very colorful and abstract, and the idea behind them is that you lay out the cards, and depending on how you're feeling, you pick the one that speaks to you or is calling you or that moves you. And then on the back of each card, there's a write-up of that emotion. These write-ups are really good, I found. Some of them reference certain people in history, some of them are more academic than others, but so far all the ones that I've read do state different theories on that emotion, and all the colors are kind of intertwined. So for example, here for empathy, you can see there is yellow, but there's also a line of hot pink at the top, and the colors kind of intermingle. So the yellow would be bliss, and the hot pink is possibility, and there's just so much things you can play with these cards, and I really enjoyed learning about different emotions and just learning about myself, really. So that's that. Next up, we have the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And the box opens up on the side like this. The book lies on the top. And this was one of those boxes that separates the deck into 2 parts. But I've removed that part, threw in a crystal, and just keep the deck all together here. I have really loved using this. I've edged mine to kind of match the back color there. So what these do is they combine planets, astrological signs, and houses. So you have the 12 astrological signs with 7 of the major planets from astrology, and the 12 or 13 houses, I forget now. And I'm still learning with this deck, but I find it very interesting, very educational, and the structure, the way it's structured, just makes me very happy. Each astrological sign, or each planet, sorry, is separated into different shapes by the cards. So as you can see, here you have the 2 small rectangles and 1 big rectangle on the bottom. But here you have the diamond. And those are all different depending on the I want to say the planet. Let me have a quick glance in the book because I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, so they're all different shapes based on the planets. And this book is amazing. There are a lot of extra sources listed at the back for more information, and I'm just working my way through the further readings. They're listed here. So, awesome deck. I highly recommend it if you are curious or looking into astrology, want to learn more. This is really a wealth of information. And like I said, the reading list just provides even more things that you can delve into. Highly recommend if you want to study more into astrology. All right, let me just get a little organized here. Next up, we have the Visionary I Ching cards and the Tao Oracle. I put them together because they both use they both use the I Ching system, which I really, really love. I've studied that longer than I've been into tarot, but I left my I Ching book at home. Normally what I do is I cast coins or have little blocks that I toss. But again, left the book at home, so I thought I would explore and buy some decks, see what happens. And I am really pleased, actually. Let's look at the Visionary I Ching cards first. These are by Paul O'Brien, and the art is by Joan Larimore. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Oh, and I blanked on the creators of the other decks. I'm sorry, guys. The Box of Emotions was illustrated by Therese Vandling, and the text is by Tiffany Watt Smith. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun, astrology cards to illuminate your life, is by Carolyn Smith and John Astrop. Now let's look at the Visionary cards. So they come in a two-piece box like this. There is a booklet that goes with it. It's a really nice book. It has the hexagrams here and information on the changing lines. So it's a good substitute to the book that I have back home. The cards themselves are very large, so they're a little hard for me to handle, and they are very glossy. And there's the backs. But they are also very, very beautifully drawn. This is the first time I've had, like, how do I articulate this? Sorry, guys. That I've had imagery to go along with the I Ching, and I've just found it to be marvelous. I love how abstract and beautiful the art on these cards is. And I found that I quite enjoy having an image to go with my reading. So that's been this deck and the Tao Oracle have been nothing but positive experiences for me. What I really like about this one is that it has the hexagram, the number, the name, the Chinese characters here, as well as on the bottom, it'll tell you what the two parts of the hexagram consist of. Here you have sky above and fire below. And that's really helpful. Despite having read the I Ching for so long, I still sometimes forget or need reminding, especially if I take a break. So that's really neat. I have all the information I need right here on the cards. And yeah, really neat. I've enjoyed them a lot. The other cards I have related to the I Ching, or that follow a similar system as these, are the Tao, or Dao, depending on the dialect, Oracle. And this is one that is probably the most familiar to you guys. It's by Deva Padma, the same woman who illustrated the, what tarot was it? I'm blanking on the name. Osho Zen, the one that illustrated the Osho Zen. But this is just her deck. Like the other one, it comes in a 2-piece box. The book is wonderful. I prefer this one a little, and it has the chart on the back. So this book is life, and between this book and the one that comes with the Visionary I Ching cards, I have not missed the one that I've left behind at all. The cards come in this little plastic bit here. Not my favorite packaging, but these cards are really nice. I like that she has visual symbolism and representations of everything. And this deck, unlike the other, also comes with some keywords on the bottom here. So, like a true oracle, you can just read them without the book, which I have, and it works great. It's been paired with some of my tarot decks, and I'm really enjoying using it just as a straight up oracle, as well as casting coins and pulling out the relevant cards, just as if I was using the I Ching Book of Changes. I do really like the art on this deck as well. They're very different, the two decks, but I love them both. I don't know what else to say. I love them both. So that's the Tao, or Dao, Oracle. How many are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, last one. Great. This is the one that I've had the longest, and it's also the one that I use the most often. And I am speaking of the Botanical Inspirations by Lynn. I am not gonna try. I will get that wrong. I'm so sorry. But that's who they're by there. They come in a box that opens like this. And here are the cards and the booklet. I can't tell you what's in here because I've honestly never looked at the book. I haven't felt the need to because each card comes with the name of the plant, the scientific name of the plant, or Latin perhaps. It comes with some keywords, and then it also comes with a quote. So I really haven't felt the need to crack open the book. I think they read very easily straight out of the box. And the reason that this is my most used deck is because this is the one that I can really pair with my tarot to read. My oracle decks tend to be very specific, so sometimes it's hard to pair them. The Tao Oracle is new to me, but I've found that that one is also pairing very well with my other decks. So perhaps these ones and these ones will stay my most used just because of their versatility. And I really love the cardstock on these. They're really nice to handle and shuffle, and they feel like they're gonna last forever. So beautiful cards there, Botanical Inspirations. And that would be it for my top 5 used. I'm really sorry if I got cut off there. Anyhow, that was it for the Oracle decks. The next prompt is the top 5 tarot books of 2020. And I only really read 2 real books. I'm going to put that in quotation marks. And those are the Tarot Playbook and the Marseille Tarot Revealed. The Marseille Tarot Revealed I have an online copy of, so I can't show it to you. But it's about the Marseille. And I've been studying it and learning the Marseille, which I'm enjoying a lot. And the Tarot Playbook, I do have a physical copy of. It's just right here. And it's by Linda Cowles. And I'll link the Marseille full title and author in the description below. But this one is really fun because it's just 78 kind of different activities you can do to play with your tarot. And I haven't read this, but what I do when I'm struggling to connect to a deck or I don't feel like reading that day, I'll shuffle a card out, and then in the back there's a table. So whatever card I pick, the activity is listed here, and the page number is listed here. I've bookmarked one of the ones that I am working with currently, and it's the Eyewitness for the 3 of Wands. This one basically asks you to make a story and use your memory to recall what was on the table. So it's really neat. I'm really sorry I haven't read through all of it, so I don't have much more to say other than whenever I feel feeling stumped or I just want something to do that's not gonna use a lot of mental strain off of myself, I pick a card, crack this open, and have some fun with my deck. So that's that. The other 3 books that I'm gonna list are ones that have come with decks that I found to be really informative and useful in my growth and learning. I haven't brought them out, so I apologize for that. But they are the books that came with the Shadowland Tarot, the Druidcraft Tarot, and the Tarot of Vampires. So they're all, kind of thick books, and they've all contributed something to my tarot learning. The Shadowlands Tarot book has helped me with my journaling and seeing the cards in a different way. The one that comes with the Tarot Vampires is just super packed with a lot of information I didn't know, and that's actually the book that got me into the astrology of the tarot and what caused me to buy the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And the Druidcraft Tarot also has a lot of unique information, and I'd say that it was foundational in the way that I read tarot today. So those are the top 5 books of 2020, and not just of 2020, I think of the past 3 years, because it's not that often that I read tarot books, I'm not gonna lie. The 5th prompt is the Stalker card of 2020, and I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff much, and I do need to keep better records of my pulls and readings. So what I remember that did come up a lot was the Queen of Swords, and that's interesting because it's technically my significator card, as well as the Queen of Coins came up a lot, and the Fool popped up in a lot of the readings, as well as Temperance. So again, I will try to keep a better record of my readings and card pulls for the next year, but those are kind of the cards that I remember in my memory stick out because they have popped up more than once this year, or last year I should say. Prompt number 6 is the deck you finally crossed off your wish list in 2020, And for me, that would be Cat Black's Touchstone Tarot. And it was also in my top 5 videos, top 5 tarot of 2020 video. So again, you can check that down below. Finally, the last prompt that I'm going to do for this video is prompt number 7, which is the most worked tarot deck in 2020 and why. So that's pretty simple for me. It's the Affirmators Tarot. And the reason is because I drew a card daily from this deck for the whole year, and I used the daily draw as a boost for myself. This is one of my comfort or hug decks, and it helped me out a lot, especially when work started up again after the long break of isolation. And I should have been showing these while I was talking. My apologies. They are sweet and cute, and the book has great little messages. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for joining me here today. If you have any questions about any of the decks that were featured, I'm sorry I didn't have everything up today, but just leave a comment down below. And remember, stay safe, take care, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.